Hi everybody, I'm Dave Isaacs. I just wanted to tell you a little bit today about a workshop I'm doing on April the 12th, 2014 in Columbia, Missouri. It's sponsored by Lidico Music and it will be held at Piano Distributors in Columbia. And it's called The Music in Your Head, How to Communicate What You Hear. And essentially it's directed at songwriters, and the idea is to help give you some tools to communicate your musical ideas to perhaps a co-writer, perhaps a producer, perhaps a session musician, or a backup musician that you're working with. And the whole idea behind this is that I've found in not just being a writer myself and co-writing, but also as a teacher working with songwriters, I've really come to believe that most people who write songs have a lot more musical ability than they might realize. They just don't necessarily have the means to articulate it. Maybe they don't have great skills on an instrument, maybe they're not strong singers, but when I say musical ability, I mean that their minds are focused in on music and that they're hearing things that they can't quite articulate. And this is where this workshop comes in, so hence the music in your head. I've been in many musical situations with people who, for example, might say that they're lyricists and that they don't write music. But as we go through the session, and this could be true of a co-write or it could be true of a coaching session where someone is coming in and working with me specifically on fleshing out ideas of their songs, that even if they say they only wrote the lyrics, they've got a very clear idea of what they want it to sound like, and all that's missing is the means to actually put that across. And any trained musician can tell you that there are specific things that they learned how to do to allow them to do that. Skills they develop not just as instrumentalists or singers, but just as musicians in general, ways of thinking about music and ways of talking about music in a way that allows them to communicate with other musicians. So that's really what this is about. And part of the reason that I put this workshop together is that it brings together things that I love and that I think I have a particular strength in. I am a songwriter. I love songwriting. I'm also a musician, a guitar player primarily, but I play piano as well. And I've played music almost my entire life. I've played guitar for 30-some years. I've been teaching for 20-some years. And one of the things that's of most interest to me is taking a big picture approach to playing music, not just looking at here's a chord, or here's where you put your fingers to do this, or here's how you might sing this line, but to look at things from a creative perspective and say, here's your idea, what is this suggesting? What kind of music would belong with this lyric? What does it make you feel like, and how do you put those ideas across? And I do a lot of arranging work with songwriters, generally getting ready for the studio, where someone will come in with maybe just a lyric and a melody, or maybe they have a fundamental guitar part, and my role is to help flesh that out. And those ideas aren't just coming out of the air. Those ideas are coming from things that are implied to my ear in what the songwriter is bringing to the table. So a lyric will have a certain feeling to it that will suggest a certain musical texture or a certain musical tonality. Or a melody will suggest certain chords to go with it. There's a lot to this, but like I said, there's really just a few fundamental ideas that we want to look at. And so that's the purpose of this workshop. So I do hope that you'll join us. This is on Saturday the 12th of April 2014 at Piano Distributors in Columbia, Missouri. It's presented by Lidico Music. Please go to the website, lidicomusic.com. That's Lydaco music.com. And you can find out more about me by going to my website, nashvilleguitarguru.com. Hope to see you on April 12th.